Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
Check 55 to Mike. You go night-night. Tell them night-night. Mike 55. Mike.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now Trubisky on first down. This one hauled in by Sample. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On second down, here's Mixon. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
On second down, Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
A gain of 3, second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A run for Snell. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. This is Johnson. He's got it. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to it. Hey, you guys got it.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 20, 10. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. Joseph now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. It put their defense in a really tough spot.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Johnson's got it complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10. At their own 22-yard line.
Oh, here we go. Oh. Jump.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Now following the interception, here's Newton. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Cam Newton now with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. Joseph now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go. At their own 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hold the look. Hold. Hey.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah,
What's going on?
It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. First carry for James Conner. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
21-0 our score after 1. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
He was able to get away earlier in the drive, but apparently all the time they put in practice finally came to the front, didn't it? They remembered their lessons and found a way to contain him when he took off on that one.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Newton, and he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Sam Hubbard in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. 3rd and long, it's Newton. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. The kick by Joseph is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
180. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike.
Red, so. In the face. Check.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Airing one out for Boyd. It got his man complete. And that goes as a gain of 37 on third down. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Here we go. Hey, Delta. Mike 55.
Now Trubisky to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They go play action here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Newton. And he's going to go down again.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Throwing on 3rd and long. Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. I will remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Another try for Mixon. And he bowls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Elliott Good with a PAT, and that'll make it 24-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. From the gun, here's Newton. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Now it's Trubisky. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Goodman. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A good pickup there. 18 yards as they get closer for third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing here, Trubisky. That his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 32. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Newton to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Darqueze Dennard. They were looking for Johnson that time.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Time remaining for likely one final play. You're on your side of the field, but, you know, heck, maybe you throw one up 50-plus yards, see what happens.
Don't forget that taking the knee is the right play to make because you just get out of there, you regroup, you start over. But if you're going to take the shot, you do have a chance of either making the play happen or picking up a deep pass interference call. And remember, it's the NFL. You get yardage.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Justin Lane. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. On second down, it's Snell. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Newton on first down. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. They come out here in the eye. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. That's thrown to Smith-Schuster out wide. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Juju Smith-Schuster with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Joseph now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
A 2-yard loss brings up third down and 12.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
The Steelers take over first and 10.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 51 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack.
Enough to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Going top, and at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. On second down now, Muhammad. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out and out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible, because right now he is wrecking things for them.
Gun.
Now Newton on third and goal. Being chased out left. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to fourth down. The kick by Joseph is good, and that will extend their lead even further. They had it first and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10.
Hey, watch the ball.
Now Trubisky. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And it's caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Drew Sample, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Back now in Cincinnati. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They're going to run again with Snell. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Newton. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Muhammad. And some space here. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Joseph now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle. 55.
From the 27, Trubisky. Open man is Uzama. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a gain of 34. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Mike 55, Mike 55.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. He lets this one fly toward the back. And oh, it'll be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Everyone's got 4 down.
8.
Snell going to try the right side. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Here we go.
They go again with Muhammad. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On 3rd down, Muhammad, and he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Give them 17 at a Cincinnati 1st down.
At the 44-yard line.
180. Right there in the middle. 55. It's been a long day for you.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Cameron Hayward just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
50's the mic. 50's the mic.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Trubisky. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. Flushed out right. He's got his man, Boyd. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find...
And now here is another interception. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
And they take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
You better be afraid of me.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Pittsburgh, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.